What's going on, everybody? Devoid, G Money, and Quinte. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Excuse me. Quinte, G Money, what is going on, gentlemen?
What's up? What's up, fellas?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, your boy is back. Your boy is back. Let me go ahead and just tell you about this this candy shot experience. so like they was about to mandate the whole situation where if you were not candy vaccinated, they weren't going to allow me to work. So I was like, all right. So I'm about to just scramble around, try to figure out how I'm gonna get this candy shot, right? So only place that was really offering walk-ins was a Safeway. So I ended up getting this shot at Safeway. It was like a 15-minute process for real, right? So like for real, Quinte, no bull. Like when they shot that joint in my arm for real, like I didn't even feel it. Like you know when you get a needle in your arm, like you're supposed to feel that joint for real. Like I didn't even feel it. Like it was like nothing ever happened. But anyway, I got it and I was cool. So then I woke up the next morning and like my whole chest plate was like it was hurting when I was breathing. I'm like, oh, they done gave me a faulty batch. They gave me a faulty batch. I'm about to die for real. So I went to the urgent care and they was just telling me I had muscle soreness or whatever. I was like, man, it sure don't feel like no muscle soreness to me. But for real, before they even took me though, they was like, because they didn't even take me at first. They was like, you got to go outside to the trailer. I'm like, yo, what is the trailer? Like, that's like
Walking Dead, man.
Yeah, like I'm like, I'm like the trailer. I said, I don't have COVID. I'm not what I need to go to the trailer for. But like they gave me some painkillers. And like for real, I feel good now. So we good to go. But the candy
worked out for you.
Hey, I still gotta go back on the 24th to get that second shot. So hopefully the side effects won't be as brutal as the one I had the other day.
It's funny because they always said the second shot is when you get the side effects. So it's crazy that you got the side effects on the first one. But
some people be because like a dude at my job, he got it. He was complaining he was in pain for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, man. I don't know about this shit.
That's how I was at first too. Well, I still am kind of because I'm still kind of on the fence about taking the shot still to this day because I was gonna wait at least a year before I even considered taking it. Well, at first I was gonna take it, and then they didn't take me. Then I was like, all right, so this is definitely a sign from God telling me don't take it. And then I was like, all right, if LeBron ain't taking it, I'm not taking it. And then that's what it was like. You know what? It is what it is. I'm about to just sit here and just wait for a year. Then I'll decide if I'm going to take it or not.
You know what? I feel like just to briefly touch on something before we start the show. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a human rights situation. They're forcing us to take this shot by you can't go back to work unless like it's more deeper than we see on the surface. That's all I'm gonna say.
Trust me, we could talk about it backstage, but it's only surface level stuff that's happening right now that we see. But most people are not paying attention to all the other things that we need to be paying attention to. But but it is what it is, bro.
We ain't trying to get canceled by YouTube. We could.
I know that's why I be saying candy. Shout out to the Urban X podcast, the best father and son podcast. That's where I get the candy from.
But yeah, they're gonna try to do everything in their power for you to take that vaccine, whether it be you can't work until you get it, or they have you suffer the consequences of you not going into, like down here in Maryland, they just passed it Thursday that you can't go into any establishments without being COVID vaccinated.
That's why I live in Florida, man.
Yeah, but it's gonna catch up to us eventually. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, they going. Yeah,
nah, it ain't gonna see Florida and Texas. We it's the own country, man.
That's true.
That's true. Like when COVID first, the candy just broke last year. We was trying to take a vacation. We went straight to Florida. Stayed at the Cadillac Hotel. It was beautiful too. It was beautiful. Like I ain't never I ain't never been and got no pool. I ain't never got no pool where y'all had it like it was a heated pool. I ain't never got into something like that. Down in Maryland, like them pools are cold. I don't even like getting in the pool, but I'm like, yo, this pool is like that.
But that's I don't know. It's a lot of stuff happening, bro. It's a lot of stuff. People not paying attention to it.
Oh yeah,
shout out to Shake.
Yeah, shout out to Shake in the chat. Well, let's just go ahead and just hop into this first topic. Team USA men's basketball wins their 4th straight gold medal.
We all thought. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say just the adversity of Team USA they had to go through from not only the media, but from the average fan, as far as Kevin Durant, for example, his inability to lead his teammates to victory. And also there was even criticism about Greg Popovich as well during these past 2 weeks during the Olympic tournament. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pass it over to you, G Buddy, because I know Banks says all the time that you're a Kevin Durant hater. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that before I pass it to Quinte.
First of all, when it comes to Kevin Durant, Banks, he doesn't have any stops to stop it. I'm not a Kevin Durant hater. We all know my issue with Kevin Durant, that he went to the Warriors. That's the only issue. But as far as people saying that he's not a leader, I think that he's the reason why they won. He's the reason why they won. I mean, without him, because he was the greatest scorer on the team. They really struggled. They really struggled to win this. And if you look at the game, I think the score was 89 to 87.
Yes.
So it was tight.
That's sad, though, man. That's sad, though.
It's not sad. It's not that we
suck. It's just that sad, the world. Man.
But listen. It's not that we suck. It's just that the world is getting better. That's all it is. The world is getting better. The players international is getting better. We don't suck. We play as well as we should have, and the world is just getting better. Imagine Luka had a triple-double against France and balled out, and they still lost. That's how good the French team is. So it's just that the world just got better, but we're still, even though the world got better, we're still the best basketball players in the world. So, but without Kevin Durant, I don't think they win.
Correction, it was 87 to 82.
87-82, right? There you go. So a 5-point win. That was tough. That was a tough game.
That's sad, though, man.
It's I don't care sad, what nobody. Give respect to the international players, man. It's not sad. Come on now.
That's sad.
I'm just saying, Quinte, like when it came down to it, I felt like Team USA didn't have a legit big man. I'm sorry, Bam Adebayo, he is just not a big to me. He's like
he's a 4. He's not a center. They're playing him as he's a 4.
Yeah, he's a 4. So I just didn't like the whole switching situation with Kevin Durant on Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
And that was causing Team USA problems, but Rudy Gobert is not a great free throw shooter. So we'd be talking about something totally different if Rudy Gobert would shoot his free throw, will make his free throws.
Right.
But I will say the biggest impact during the game was Drew Holiday. Now, Drew Holiday wasn't playing in the first matchup versus French, and Team USA ended up losing. And I believe Evan Fournier, he had like over 28 points in the first game, while Drew Holiday was playing in the finals. Milwaukee Bucks doing what they do. Right. But Drew Holiday, like it's a beautiful thing when you sit there and just watch Drew Holiday play defense. Like I feel like Drew Holiday just redefined a lockdown defender. Drew Holiday legitimately held Evan Fournier to, I believe, 16 points. If I'm not mistaken.
Else about Evan Fournier when France beat him the first time, he made a comment. He said that they're great individually as a team, but they can be beaten. So it was kind of good to see them play France and beat them. I mean, if you look at the France team, they had Evan Fournier, they had what's this guy's name? Nicholas Batum. They had the guy at the center we just talked about.
Rudy
Gobert.
Got a
squad. Rudy Gobert. They got a squad. So it wasn't easy. It was tough. It was a good game though.
Well, yeah, like I said on the Too Much Show. Shout out to the Too Much Show. I was like, look, Team USA was gonna get it together at some point. They just needed to go bowling or something like that to get the chemistry right, and they would have been good to go. But I'm gonna say congrats to us, the United States of America. We got our 4th straight gold medal. Quinte, it don't matter how you got it, as long as you got it.
True.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when they look in the history books, they're gonna see 2021 gold medalist winner. They're not gonna sit there and look at the 2 games you dropped at the beginning of the tournament. They're just gonna be like, you're winners.
Let me ask you a question. At the words of Banks, so I think this is something Banks would say. What you think Kobe or Jordan would say about that bull crap?
No, but see, this is not the 90s anymore. I keep telling you, I understand your point, but they're not going to destroy
Kobe played
the world
Kobe
anymore.
played in the 2000s when we were beating them by 50 points.
The world got better, bro.
I feel like the world's been better since the 2000s. Been a lot of international players playing in the league.
Yeah, but they're more skillful now. They're more skillful now. That's the difference. They're more skillful. I mean, look at Luka. Luka was balling the whole Olympics, and he kind of went under the radar.
I'm gonna say I might probably be a little mean. Take Luka. If Luka was a black dude, Luka would be an average basketball player.
Nah, man. I don't know.
All right.
I will say the expectation
yes,
will be a whole lot higher for Luka if he was a black dude. But considering how he is a European and he's doing what he is doing, he's amazing. See, there's a narrative when it comes down to a black person being able to do anything athletically.
Yeah. It's like we're supposed to. We're black. We're supposed
supposed to.
Yeah.
That's our duty. I don't mean no disrespect, but that is your duty. When you play pickup basketball, when you see a skinny black dude, if you see a skinny black dude about 6 feet, you expect him to be able to ball, correct?
Well, I come from Florida. I found out this short dude, shorter than me, can dunk and everything.
Oh, well, excuse me.
G know what I'm talking about. It's Florida dudes are built differently, man.
Yeah,
well, excuse me. Yeah, Florida. So Florida's different. Okay, so Maryland up here, like, you just expect it. If you're black, you're supposed to be able to ball. That's just what it is.
Okay.
So I can't sit here. Just and complain. Like you got to be able to ball. That's just what it is. But lost my train of thought for a second. There was one other thing that I did want to touch on as far as Team USA. Oh yeah, Jason Tatum. In the second half, he ended up dropping 19 points. I know we talk about Jason Tatum a lot as far as during the course of the NBA season, but I'm sorry, he's the closest thing to Kobe than
I'm gonna say this.
Than Devin Booker.
To me, he was the leader of the team. I'm just saying it like that. That's what I feel.
You feel that Jason Tatum was the leader of the team and not Kevin?
No. I'm gonna say this. Kevin wasn't even the leader on Golden State. Steph Curry.
I know that. We are Steph Curry and Draymond kind of share the leadership.
That's understandable. By the way, shout out to Havoc. Hasn't been up here in a minute. Yeah. What's going on?
What's up, Havoc? What's up, brother?
Good, man. You, man. I was able to get out of work a little bit early, so I thought I would jump on. What y'all
say about Team USA? Oh, sorry.
I mean, it's one of those things where you still expect the USA to win, but it ain't like the days of blowing everybody out by 40 points, them days is over.
It's over, man. I'm telling you, the world got better. The world got better.
Like every there is a point. There was once a time where, maybe a team had one, maybe two guys in the NBA. France got about 8 NBA players on their team. Yeah. Right? Like Team USA basically played the Sacramento Kings. You know what I mean? And I mean, actually, they played a team way better than the Sacramento Kings, actually. Clearly, and back to your point, you're talking about KD. KD's role is not to be a leader. KD's role is a scorer. His role is to be a leading scorer. He's not, when the Golden State situation, that was easy bake oven. All he had to do was walk in and score.
This is what I was saying. This is what I try to tell Banks, but he doesn't listen.
But he don't want to listen. He don't want to listen.
Bro, what did he have to do? They won a chip without him. Like it's not even the icing on the cake. It's like putting a whole other cake on top of the cake.
Preach, brother, preach. Thank you. I wish Banks was on tonight. I wish he was on.
You don't pop up. You talking about KD right now?
But I mean, that being said, he's the best. He's the greatest scorer in the world.
Yeah.
And when you are the greatest scorer in the world and you're highly efficient, I don't need you to be the leader. I just need you to score.
Just score, bro. Just do what you do.
That's it. So, people want to talk about, especially in USA, one of the lost those practice rounds. It's like these dudes ain't play together. You think these dudes play together? It's not like Team France where they doing all the qualifying rounds together, and they're doing all the they're doing the world championships together. These dudes ain't doing nothing together except playing pickup ball in the summertime, right? They ain't a real team. So
they're just talented enough to win. They're just talented. That's what happened.
There's only 5 people. There's only 10 people on the court at a time. If you got 5 of the most talented people, you ain't got to have the chemistry. If I got Kevin Durant on my team, I don't need chemistry. I got a chance to win. I got a chance to win regardless. Now, if you give me a little bit of chemistry, then you got the Golden State Warriors.
That was the issue. That was the issue with OKC. They didn't have chemistry, and he tried to be a leader, and he was fighting Westbrook. And that's
he's
why
not a leader. Westbrook was the leader.
Are we putting the OKC team failures on Kevin Durant?
No. I'm just saying it didn't work. I'm not saying it was his fault.
I'll tell you who's really the fault. People are going to say Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's not at fault because everybody knows what Russell Westbrook is.
Right.
The real person at fault, and it's the dude that built the team, Sam Presti.
Yeah.
He built the team. He got the pieces together. But I'll tell you, he didn't get the veteran role players that can handle the locker room, so to speak. Kind of like Udonis. Udonis hasn't played a minute in about 5 years, but he handles the locker room, right? Mm-hmm. They had nobody. They didn't have an OG on the team. Look, I know people like Kendrick Perkins. I know he's a big guy. I know he talks slow. He's a paper gangster, right? He's a paper gangster. He's not really a dude that's gonna come in and be like, "Oh man, I respect you, Big Perk." Right? Like, people respect him because he's big. So
you know what else? I want to make another point too.
Okay.
Choosing Serge Ibaka over James Harden was a
that was a terrible choice.
That was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah.
Because Serge Ibaka at his best is an all NBA caliber defensive dude.
At the time, that was the right choice.
No, but they ended up getting Steven Adams later, so they didn't need Serge Ibaka. They got Steven Adams and they got Cantor.
But you got to understand, at the time, Serge Ibaka was a quote-unquote better player in the NBA at the time.
I think
he got Defensive Player of the Year back to back, didn't he?
I'm telling you.
No, he
back
never
to
won
back.
defensive. No.
I don't think he ever won Defensive Player of the Year, but he was all NBA defense.
All
NBA. James Harden was a sixth man. He was a liability on defense.
No, he was not. Not in the OKC. He guarded Kobe in that second round when they played the Lakers. No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
on
then when
OKC.
when he had to guard Dwayne Wade, he couldn't do nothing. He was
but that's Dwayne Wade. Come on, now.
That's Dwayne Wade in the finals, though. You know what I mean?
That's different.
Yeah, that's Dwayne Wade in the finals.
Yeah, I can't hold that against him. But
again, I'm not choosing Ibaka over James. I'm sorry, Have it. Go ahead.
Well, I will say, with OKC, they didn't have the right role players. They didn't have enough OGs in the locker room, right? Like, I think if they would have added a Trevor Ariza to Oklahoma City or a Jay Crowder, there's a reason why these guys stay in the league forever. Also, they never got the coach right.
To me, they should have had Jason Kidd as a coach. He would have got that team together.
Maybe. I mean,
I'm telling you, at that time,
we're not entirely sure Jason Kidd is a good head coach.
To me, he's a good head.
We know he's a genius basketball mind. We're not exactly sure if he's a good head coach.
Havoc, he did an excellent job with Giannis. I feel like he was one of the keys to his development moving forward as a player in the NBA.
I think the coach.
I'll give him that. But that might be a case for Jason Kidd may be great at player development. Right. But I mean, I don't know if y'all saw the Brooklyn. I don't know if y'all saw Brooklyn play when he was the coach of Brooklyn, or you saw Milwaukee play when he was the coach of Milwaukee. For a guy that knows so much about basketball, I mean, his offenses are boring. Which
is crazy because he was exciting. He was exciting as a player.
He was exciting, but he was a point guard.
Yeah, he's a true point guard.
He's a true point guard. He's not Kyrie Irving. He's not Russell Westbrook. He's not none of that. Mm-hmm. He's a point guard. He's Rondo before Rondo.
So how would you think Chris Paul would look as a head coach? I think his offense would be somewhat similar to what Jason Kidd's would be.
I think Chris Paul would be an amazing head coach. I really do.
Yeah, I think
he'd be right below Doc Rivers.
Yeah, but how sure are we? I understand he has a championship, but I'm of the belief that although Doc Rivers was coach of the team, the real leader of that team was Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
So I mean, how sure are we that Doc Rivers is a good coach? I mean, if you take the Boston thing out the picture,
you got the Clippers, you got Orlando.
I mean, he is a little bit suspect with the Clippers and now the Philadelphia.
And who was his running mate with the Clippers?
Chris Paul. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he also had Kawhi and PG for a year, so.
Right.
But Kawhi is not he's not a vocal leader. He's more of a I'm gonna put you on the back.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Are you? Can you even call Kawhi a leader at this point?
In a sense, he is. In a sense, he is a leader.
No, not if he's taking games off. I can't respect the guy that takes games off.
Your body is your body. I mean, the dude's got bad knees. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm with Quinte on this. Like, as far as the league today, like, I can't respect the player that ain't putting it all on the court.
Yeah,
I understand your point, though. I get your point. Like, he takes games off that he shouldn't, but he has to. But it came out this season. He got injured. I feel like if Kawhi was healthy, the Clippers would be in the finals.
Kawhi never healthy. Kawhi is never healthy.
That's not true. That's only 1 year. He's only been injured 1 year.
No. But here's the thing. No. The thing with Kawhi is he's now at the stage of his career where he has lingering injuries. He has injuries that just won't go away.
Yeah.
So, he may be healthy, but healthy for him may be 90%. That may be where he tops out at, is 90%, which is good enough. But I think that the main issue you have with Kawhi is your best player isn't practicing hard, isn't in practice as much as the other guys. And I think that's an issue. For example, like, look at a team like Miami. True. Jimmy Butler is the best player on the team. He works harder than everybody on the team. That's the type of tone you want to set. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard is on your team. He ain't going to be in practice all the time. When you play Sacramento, he ain't going to be on the court. When you play, whoever, any bottom of the basement team, Kawhi's not going to suit up. You know what I mean?
You can't respect that.
I think that's an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, because there's been words out there, Kawhi to Portland. The way that Dame thinks, he's not that type of player. He's going to play every single game all the time unless he's actually injured. You don't think that would mix? You don't think that would mix well, Kawhi and Dame?
I thought he going back to the Clippers.
Yeah, he signed back with the Clippers. Kawhi signed back with the Clippers today.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, he did. He signed back with the Clippers.
That's good, Shake. Good to see you, brother.
1,000%. Now, if that actually did happen, I could tell just by the way Damian Lillard acts, he wouldn't like that too much. Like, you got to think about it. If Kawhi goes to a team and he gets special treatment and other superstars don't, that will rub off on them the wrong way. I would want to play with him, and that's just me speaking from experience or something like that.
Yeah, I think So physically, basketball players peak at around 28, right? So you could
30.
say, I'm talking about peak. Like, you're still great at 30, but your peak is at around 28, 27, 28. Right. I think Kawhi's Toronto year was like the last.
His best.
Yeah, I think that was the last squeeze of juice you're going to get out the whole orange. Because eventually you're going to get to a point. Kawhi was the unquestioned best player on that team. There was no question about it. And I think we're at a point now where Kawhi needs someone that is his equal if you really want to make a run at something. Paul George is supposed to be that guy. But sometimes he is, sometimes he ain't. That's just the truth. But he's playoff.
But that's why I think that when if Kawhi is healthy and he's playing, I think Dame would be a good complement to his game. I think they would work, in my opinion, in the playoffs.
I think Dame would work with anybody, to be honest with you.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man, we can get Dame on the Heat, man. All he needs is
we want him in Philadelphia. That's where I want him at.
No, I don't want him with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid can't stay healthy in that team. No,
yeah,
I don't want that.
That ain't gonna work either.
That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
It'll be all right.
Joel Embiid's health was an issue this playoffs. His teammates were the issue this playoffs.
Yeah. Pass when he got an open layup.
I mean,
remember the wide open dunk. Why? And he just I'm like, what are you doing?
And you know and the worst part about that was that he had a wide open dunk and a player was closing out, but the player that was closing out on him was a point guard. It's like
dunk on him, dude. Get the foul. Like, do something.
Tell me that you're scared without telling me that you're scared.
I think it's just the criticism from people like us in the media that stopped Ben Simmons from playing the way he wanted to play.
But there's a reason for the criticism because he's not playing well. He's not trying. He's not living up to his potential. So it's on him. It's not on the media or us. It's on him.
I'll tell you what it's really on. These dudes be on social media way too much. Yeah. Taking in the comments of people that don't know nothing about basketball, and even if they're not replying, they're internalizing it. They see all these people saying, you can't shoot, you can't do this, you can't do that. And all of a sudden you have a bad day and you out here passing up open dunks. When kind of dunks is the only thing you do. Yeah. So if you passing those up, what are you doing now? That's his game. His game is dunking.
Right.
I hate to clown my man, but I kind of feel bad for him. But he was betting on himself. But Dennis Schroeder, he got an offer from the Lakers and turned it down, and then nobody wants to sign him. It's so crazy. So he's going to end up taking a minimum deal with the Lakers. I promise you, that's what's going to happen.
A minimum deal?
He's not worth it.
Oh man, he's not. He's weird.
Yeah.
He's a weird player,
yeah. Yeah, he's kind of a weird dude.
Because 1 minute he's playing great defense, and then the next game he don't know how to play defense. The next game, one game he's shooting 60% from the field. The next game he's shooting 25.
He's not aggressive enough. Like he's not efficient or aggressive.
I think the main problem is you can't have an immature point guard, and he's kind of an immature dude. And that doesn't really work at the point guard. You can be an immature center. There's no problem with that. But you can't be an immature point guard. That doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to be the quote unquote leader of the team.
Yeah. You're supposed to be. I mean, look at the dudes we're talking about. I mean, Dame. It doesn't. Even if you're not a star, if you're not consistent, I'm not even talking about playing. I'm just talking about like emotionally consistent. Because sometimes Schroeder will be out there like he's KD or something. Yeah. And then some days he's out there and it's just like. And the thing is, he's so noticeable because he's got weird hair. It's so noticeable when he plays like garbage.
So they call him
Justice Winslow. He's Justice Winslow. Remember Justice Winslow?
I do.
Yeah.
I still like Justice Winslow.
To me, he has so much talent, but no, the boy has talent, but he lives in his own head.
I thought between the two, I like Richardson over Winslow. I thought Richardson had more of potential. I thought the Heat should have kept him. They should have kept him, and they should have kept James Ennis.
You're still trying to keep James Ennis.
Winslow has talent, bro. I'm gonna say this to you. This is what I like about Winslow. In the playoffs, that's when he plays his best.
He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah. Just saying.
Who
He
does he play
played
for now?
better
He's
in
on the Thunder,
Memphis.
right? Memphis.
Nah, Memphis. He don't get to play.
No.
Nah, he ain't playing.
He don't get to play.
No.
All right, fellas. Let's go ahead and move on to the Hall of Fame game, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. First things first, football is back, baby. But biggest takeaway from the Hall of Fame game?
Absolutely nothing. Hall of Fame game means nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Okay, so you wasn't excited to see football back. You wasn't excited to see some of these rookies play.
Nope.
Okay,
no,
well,
I was not.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you my
Haskins?
takeaway real quick. What'd you say?
What about Haskins?
I like what I saw from Haskins. I ain't gonna front you. The couple plays I watched, I like.
Yeah, Haskins had a good couple plays, but I like what I saw from Micah Parsons and what Dallas is going to do with Micah Parsons. They had him lined up as an outside linebacker rushing, and they had him in the box at linebacker. So they're going to try to use Micah Parsons in a whole bunch of different ways during the course of the 2021 season. Najee Harris had 7 carries for 22 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I was more surprised that not Najee, Kalen Ballage. I believe he had like 5 carries for 28 yards, something like that.
He's still in the league.
Yeah. Yes, he's on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
But you must say this, Havoc. You cannot teach 6'1", 240 pounds with 4.3 speed.
I understand that, but I also understand measurables do not make a player.
He's talented.
I'm telling you, the dude is talented, bro. We'll say this.
Y'all tap me on the shoulder when he decides to show it.
Hey,
we talking about Najee Harris?
No, Kalen Ballage.
Caleb Ballage. Don't you fuck with that name, G? Caleb Ballage.
But he doesn't live up to his name, according to Havoc.
Mr. 1.7.
No, my thing with him, he doesn't really have the greatest vision. That's his problem. He runs to the open hole.
He's a North South dude. He's not gonna shake and bake.
Hence why he was a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
But he's versatile enough, though. That was one of the things that I liked when he came out of Arizona State was his versatility. He kind of reminds me of a Le'Veon Bell as far as his versatility.
Don't do that.
Not vision. Not vision. I'm not saying vision now. I'm not saying vision and patience as far as behind the line of scrimmage and being able to run the ball in between the tackles, but versatility to move around in the offense and do a whole bunch of different things. That's my image that I can see Caleb Ballage live up to in the future if things go the way they're supposed to go.
How many years has he been in the league for? This is what, 4th year, 5th year?
Third or 4th year.
4th, because he came out with Gesicki and Baker.
Okay.
Yeah. 4th.
So if you look at NFL
still only
careers,
23, 24 years old, man.
If you look at NFL careers, particularly the career span for a running back, you can make the argument this is his lifeline to stay in the NFL. Because what average service time was 3.5 years, right? He's going into year 4. He bounced around, but he was on 2 or 3 teams last season, right? He was with the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
played great with the Chargers.
Look, when you play on 3 teams in one season, you running out of teams to play for.
He should have stayed with the Chargers because Austin Eckler's durability issues is a big, huge concern for the Chargers. And I felt like he could have got a lot more smoke with the Chargers than him. If you think about it, he signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers before the draft, so he didn't know they was going to draft Najee. But
yeah,
they didn't know they was going to draft him.
Yeah, they didn't know they was going to draft him. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I still have Kalen Ballage is my front runner so far, even though I already know.
What are you talking about? Kalen Ballage is the front runner? What alternate universe are you living in?
Hey, you can't keep my man on the bench.
I'm gonna say this: he can be your big 3rd down back. So he can catch out of the backfield.
But he don't run tough. He doesn't run tough.
I'm gonna say this: he didn't run tough for us. He ran tough for the Chargers last year.
Yes, you saw.
I mean, in
your living room, Havoc, how he did the Dolphins last year.
Look, man, I can only judge him off of what I've seen him do, which was not much.
You can't judge a player him being in a Miami Dolphin uniform. We already know that. So look at him.
Is the Miami Dolphins still in the NFL?
It don't matter. I can't judge a player by them being in the Dolphins uniform. I learned this a long time ago. So just look at his Los Angeles Chargers tape, and what do you see?
Where's the tape?
You saw we played the Chargers. Just go off of that one game. I believe he had like a $122.
See, now you're lying again. He did not have a $122.
He had a buck.
Wait, hold on. By that time, he was on the Chargers. By that time,
he had a $122.
He had a $122.
No, all with the passing and the rushing. He probably had
All purpose. Okay. I only remember one 100-yard game in Kalen Balaj's career, and he had a 70-yard run in that game.
I'm about to pull it up right now.
Look, man, I got
no love for Caleb.
Look, I got nothing but smoke.
I
got
like
nothing
the
but
young
smoke
man.
for these washed-up Miami Dolphins running backs. Kalen Balaj, Howard Jordan, you name it.
Jay Ajayi.
I like Jay Ajayi, man. I like Jay Ajayi.
Ajayi.
He just got bad knees.
He got bad knees. That's why he's not in the league.
Yeah, he got bad knees. I like Jay Ajayi though.
What
they
about
so high?
What about my boy? What's his name? I've got his name. He played.
Yeah, 102 all purpose.
All purpose.
Okay.
102.
I mean,
average 3.8 yards a carry.
Well, you've blown me away.
Hey, you gotta give my man a chance. And G was talking about Arian Foster. Arian Foster, he just retired because of the fact due to injuries. But
he retired because he knew that Jay Ajayi was going to take his job anyway. Let me stop.
I've heard Arian Foster podcasts. He straight up said that he didn't want to play football anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
He was talking about he was taking pain injections in Houston just so he didn't lose his spot.
Yeah.
Because remember, he was an undrafted free agent. So he's like, I'm gonna take this job and ain't nobody gonna take this mofo for me.
I thought he had so much potential. Like he if he would have stayed in the league and played on a decent team.
He showed what he can do. He just played for a trash organization.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
Just like Barry Sanders, sir.
No, I'm gonna say to me the best receiver that played in the last 20 years is Andre Johnson, and nobody ever got to see his ass play.
Andre Johnson is the best. You said that he's the best receiver in the past 20 years.
To me. Okay.
So we're talking about hold on. We're talking about over Randy Moss. We're talking about over Terrell Owens. We're talking about over Megatron.
I'm talking about players nobody really knows.
He's talking about underrated.
Underrated players nobody knows about. Because if you put his numbers against everybody else's numbers, his numbers is better.
Okay, what about Fitzgerald? Fitzgerald played for a trash team.
Come on now, everybody knows who
a top 10 pick though.
Now at the time, nobody knew who Fitz was when Arizona was trash from 2004
That's not true, man.
all the way up until 2010.
I knew Fitzgerald was a ball boy for the Vikings when he got drafted.
Yes.
Like
they didn't know he could ball like that. The same thing with Anquan Bolden. They knew he couldn't ball. They knew he couldn't ball until he got to Baltimore.
Anquan Bolden was a monster at Florida State, though.
Yes, Anquan Bolden was a quarterback when he was in high school.
So Andre Johnson wasn't good in college?
He was amazing in college.
He
went to Miami.
But that's my point though. How is he underrated if he came out of college, he was great?
I'll say first of all, everybody in that Miami team was amazing.
Yeah.
That's how he mostly got overlooked. Like that team legitimately had 4 Hall of Famers on it.
That's the 2001
James,
team.
Ed Reed.
Clinton Portis was on that team. Yeah. Willis McGahee was on that team.
Yeah.
Greg Olson, Jeremy Shockey, bro.
Vernon Carey.
Devin Hester.
Yes.
Philip Buchanan.
Come on now, dude.
It was too much. It was too much.
I don't know, Quinte. As far as Andre Johnson is concerned, the last 20 years, nobody knew who he was playing in Houston.
But I'm going to say, when most people talk about receivers, they're saying, you got Moss. You talking about Randy Moss. You talking about Jerry Rice. You talking about T.O. You're not talking about Andre Johnson. You're not talking about Reggie Wayne. You're not talking about.
You talking about
Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison? Like, come on now, those two.
You're not really. I'm gonna say this.
I get what you're saying.
If you go on ESPN, who are they talking about? They're talking about T.O. They might talk about Chad Ochocinco because of his antics.
Yeah,
but he was a great player. He had the quick feet. You can't deny the man. He was one of the best route runners ever played.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's like nobody talk about that man, and that man put up numbers. It don't matter who his quarterback.
With bad quarterbacks.
He was the best. He was the take D Hop. D Hop is the best receiver in the league because he do the same thing. It don't matter who's the quarterback. I can go play quarterback. D Hop gonna get 1,500 yards receiving, 5 or 6 touchdowns. It don't matter who the quarterback is.
I think Hines Ward was also underrated. I thought he was a good
no,
receiver too.
He
good
was
possession.
rated just right.
Stop
he was rated just right.
Hey, come on now, dude.
Come on, man. Y'all tripping. Hines Ward wasn't good. Come on, man. He was good overall.
Come on now, dude.
He was an intangibles guy.
Plexico Burris was better than him.
He's intangible. That's what he is. He what's the white dude that plays for the Milwaukee Bucks? I forgot.
What,
I call him
Covington.
Yeah, he's intangibles. That's what he is.
Man,
he don't do my man Hines Ward, man.
I mean, Middleton is not just an intangible. I mean, Middleton is a shooter. He's a
I'm talking about the white boy.
No, he's talking about Covington.
Pat Connaughton.
No, Pat Connaughton.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He's just a guy that stands in the corner and shoots threes.
He got some key offensive rebounds. Don't disrespect my guy. He's a scrappy guy.
He was what Joe Harris should have been for the Nets.
Whew. I mean, you want to talk about a fall from grace. I sure hope as a Miami Heat fan, Duncan Robinson does not talk to Joe Harris. Stay away from Joe Harris because whatever he got, you don't want that spreading on you. Joe Harris is a straight up 3-point shooter that could not shoot.
Hey, at all. Hey, to go back to the Pittsburgh Steelers receiver, I know Banks wanted me to bring this up. As far as Chase Claypool is concerned, do you think this is the year that he'll be an elite receiver? Considering the fact last year he had 62 catches, 873 yards, 9 touchdowns, averaging 4.1 yards per catch. And in the Hall of Fame game, he had 3 catches for 62 yards.
So let me ask you this question.
It all depends on who throws in the ball. But go ahead, Havoc. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this question: Do you consider Justin Jefferson to be an elite receiver?
No, not yet.
Chase Claypool is behind him. Chase Claypool is behind Justin Jefferson.
But Justin Jefferson is a better route runner than he is.
Oh, without a doubt. But that's what I'm saying. Chase Claypool, in terms of the pecking order, he's behind Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So if Justin Jefferson is not elite, I can't put Chase Claypool there.
Okay, so what is Justin Jefferson's stats last year then?
I think he had a 1,000-yard season.
Yeah, he had 1,000.
Rookie of the year, right?
Yeah, he won rookie of the year.
No,
Justin Herbert won rookie of the year. I think
he almost did.
Yeah, but he had over 1,000.
I mean, he was cooking him from day one.
Throwing him the ball.
How many touchdowns he had?
I think he
was in there frequently. I know that much.
10? Something let me look. 10?
Yeah.
He had 88 receptions for 1,400 yards and 7 touchdowns.
That is good.
So my man hit you over the head with 1,400 in his rookie year.
Yeah, I hear what you said.
Yeah, I mess with Justin Jefferson, but Chase Claypool. I just want the Pittsburgh Steelers fans to pump their brakes because remember, excuse me,
he's a bigger Mike Wallace.
Yes, but you're forgetting who they played the other night. They played the Dallas Cowboys. They played the Dallas Cowboys. The corners are, I'm not gonna say they're garbage, but they're below standard.
Who is it? It's Carr and who else?
The rookie from last year from Alabama.
I just gotta say,
Awuzie.
I just gotta say,
Awuzie played for the Bengals
barbecue
now.
Chicken.
Man.
Oh, I don't even know who they are. Now.
Listen, DeVore does not like the Steelers, man, and he says nothing.
I didn't say
I
did not like the Steelers. I be saying they be quit saying right. You be twisting my words.
I know. I told you. If you say anything about a person they like,
that's not. No, words, I'm just saying. But what? Okay. What is it about the Steelers that you think that they suck or like?
I have nothing. I have nothing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I never said that they suck. Thank you, Havoc. I said was Mike Tomlin, to me, is not a Hall of Fame coach.
Okay.
At a certain point, I accept you for who you are. You think Mike Tomlin is not as good as most people think he is, and you think Adam Gase is much better than most people think he is.
I didn't say that either.
That's where your mind is.
I feel that. See, now with this Adam Gase situation, I feel that folks did not give Adam Gase enough credit for his time in Miami. That's all I said. Now, when it comes to with the New York Jets, I'm not going to speak on that because I wasn't there. So that's what I'm gonna leave it at that. Why are you making that face, G?
Oh wow, man! Come on, man.
Why are you making that face, G?
I get your point. You're saying that Adam Gase took the sorry Dolphins to the playoffs and he should get credit. Okay, great. But what did he do in New York?
Like I just said, I can't speak on what happened in New York. All I can do is speak on what happened in Miami.
What did he do with Denver?
I can't speak
benefit of having Peyton Manning.
Having Peyton Manning, but I can only speak for Adam Gase when he was with that Tilted Orange. 2016, he took the Dolphins to the playoffs. 2017, unfortunate circumstances, we played 16 straight games, no bye week, including a game in London. Also, he had to deal with the was it a hurricane that year too as well, and also had an offensive line coach who decided he wanted to sniff coke and making the Dolphins a national topic. And also on top of that, we lose Ryan Tannehill before preseason even starts to a torn ACL. We bring in Jay Cutler, which, by the way, I felt like Jay Cutler at the time was the best option for us.
No, it wasn't. That was awful. No, it was not the best option. Stop it.
Who else is going to come in and play?
Not Jay Cutler. Not Jay Cutler. Anybody but him.
Look, come on. At the end of the day, Quinte can vouch for this. At the end of the day, the saying goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So basically, at the time,
Jay Cutler ain't nobody you should know.
He knew the offense. That's the only quarterback that knew the offense. And then obviously you had Colin Kaepernick on the table, and nobody at the time was signing Colin Kaepernick. We had the discussion about Colin Kaepernick, so we're not even going to touch that topic right now.
Jay Cutler was unmotivated the entire time.
That's understandable, but at the time of the decision, it made sense. Like when Jay Cutler and Adam Gase are both in Chicago, Jay Cutler had one of his most efficient years under Adam Gase. They went to the playoffs too, so it made sense at the time why they did what they did. But with the decks, with the deck stacked the way that it was in 2017, all the things that I just talked about, by the Dolphins only what they had, 6-10, 5-11, 6-10 that year.
I'm sorry, that team right there, that team was made for Ryan Tannehill. It was. And then when he got hurt, it just went all to shit.
It was, and everybody wants to sit down and want to put that on Adam Gase. I'm sorry, like, what were you supposed to do when you lose your starting quarterback? Like,
but he's not
get Jay Cutler.
Who are you taking? Who are you putting back there at the time? Who are you putting back there? Because you learned Matt Moore couldn't get the job done in 16 games. He couldn't even do it in 3.
I'd rather have Matt Moore than Jay Cutler.
I'd rather have Matt Moore. Matt Moore
is, At least Matt Moore tried.
Decent.
We gave Matt Moore a try. When Jay Cutler missed a couple of games due to the rib injury, Matt Moore came in, and Matt Moore was exactly who we thought he was. He is a low expectation quarterback where you can come in for a couple of games, but when our starter is healthy, your ass is coming right back over here on the bench. He proved that. So, go ahead.
And what did Jay Cutler do? Go ahead.
Well, my thing is, wasn't Fitzpatrick a free agent at that time too?
No, he was with the Texans. He was with the Tampa. He was with Tampa. Yeah. So again, like we talking about Quinte. We talking about you're going into training camp. So free agency already passed. You're in training camp right now. You about to play your first preseason game. Who you bringing in? You scraping the bottom of the barrel at that point.
But the reason why we're not saying not Jay Cutler is because he's not motivated. He doesn't have any leadership skills.
Yeah, like the thing.
Okay, again, who are you taking? You have not yet told me who are you taking.
I just told you, Matt. I'm going with Matt Moore.
We saw what Matt Moore was. We knew what he was.
I'll tell you what you do. You say, I got a 6th round pick, and you find you a Tyrod Taylor. You find you a guy that.
He was on the team already. So
Tyrod Taylor is not untouchable.
Hey, the offense was already implemented in training camp. We already got what the playbook is. We know what we're running. So you can't bring in a totally different quarterback that doesn't know the system for him to be able to be successful with the team. You can't do that.
The issue I had with Jay Cutler was the fix was in from the jump. It didn't matter what condition he showed up in. It didn't matter the fact that he showed up unmotivated. It didn't matter the fact that as the season went along, he became more out of shape. How do you play more and become more out of shape? Like, how does that even happen?
I understand that, but
the fix was in, and the problem I have is he put all his eggs in that basket, and Jay Cutler showed up as half a football player, basically.
Okay, take play out of the whole scenario. Now, when you look back at the signing, did you not just think to yourself there might be some potential there?
No.
I did. I thought it was going to be a Brett Favre situation when he ended up signing with the Vikings.
Oh my God! Did you really just say that? Did you really just say that?
I did. See, you're going based off of his performance in Miami in 2017.
I'm not going off based
just
off
go
his
off
of
the thought process of the Dolphins were a playoff ready team and they were ready to take the next step, and they could not settle with Matt Moore, because then the narrative would have been different. You would have been like, oh, the Dolphins should have got another quarterback.
No. I'm going based off his previous performance for previous teams, not based off his Dolphins. Just from the Chicago years.
I just told you, Adam Gase and Jay Cutler's resume together was efficient enough to go to the playoffs.
Did you not watch the NFC Championship? The man was healthy and on the damn cycling machine.
Yes. He was hurt. He was hurt.
How you know, man? Stop it. The man was unmotivated. Come on, man.
He was
you
hurt.
let Green Bay come into your house and beat you on the road on the way to the Super Bowl. Stop that. And you don't. No. I don't want to.
Gee, he was hurt. What do you expect him to do? Man. He was hurt. Now, okay. So again, are we going to go ahead and chalk this up? Are we going to chalk this up to Adam Gase's fault in 2017 or not?
I'll say this much: everything is not Adam Gase's fault, but he has to be held accountable for decisions that he made.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. But the way the Miami Dolphin fans sit here and crucify this man drives me crazy.
Here's the thing about Adam Gase.
He's mediocre.
Adam Gase, name the last situation Adam Gase walked out of where everybody was like, "Hey, we appreciate you coming through."
It was the Jets.
No, they did.
I live in New York. I live in New York. No. I live in New York. There wasn't no parade taking Adam Gase to the airport. Do you know what I mean?
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it wasn't, but it was the Jets. How many when was the last time the Jets end up going to a conference championship? What, like 2000, 2007, 2008?
We're trying.
No, 2010, 2009, 2 years
2010, 2009. I rest my freaking case. And to look at the roster, like I keep telling you, of the New York Jets, they had no talent on their roster.
I understand that. And I'm not like, if you have no talent on the roster, like I get that, right? Like, I mean, look at Zach Taylor, right? With the Bengals. He had no talent on their roster, and he had a really bad season.
I disagree with that. He had a lot of talent on that roster.
Well, he had some talent, but he
had a lot of talent on that roster.
He had a lot of old teams.
But he didn't necessarily have he did not have a talented roster. He had some guys with names.
Take your pick. The Cincinnati Bengals roster or the Jets roster?
The Jets.
I'm taking the Bengals. Are you serious? Jesse Bates,
I'm gonna say
Von Bell, Carl Lawson, Chris Hubbard, William Jackson.
You're naming guys that used to be good.
They're good. They're all good players. Hubbard got paid. Carl Lawson got paid. You got Joe Mixon. You got Tyler Boyd. You got Jonah Williams is a first round pick, but he's been hurt. So you got some players on that team.
But my thing is, with the team, they still gonna win 5 games.
But look at the division that they playing in.
Are you on the payroll? Like,
I'm just saying, you guys are saying that.
That's what I'm saying. Adam Gase.
You guys are saying
like Adam Gase, but you don't like Mike Tomlin. I don't get that. I don't get it.
I just don't understand this Miami Dolphin hate for Adam Gase the way that it is.
It's not just the Dolphins. He went to New York and screwed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the Jets. We Dolphins fans. We gonna keep it at what we experienced in Miami. I ain't gonna sit here and be like, oh, he sucked in New York. I don't give a fuck about what he did in New York. I don't care about what he did in Miami.
I will cap it off with this. The only thing that Dolphins fans and Jets fans can get along with, the only point that they can agree upon, is the fact that both fan bases do not think highly of Adam Gase when they got a good look at him.
When's the last time the Dolphins made it to the playoffs? Because Brian Flores hasn't done it yet, and for some reason, the Dolphins fans want to sit back and praise this guy when he didn't take us to the playoffs yet.
Oh, wait. This is not
every year.
Hey,
wait.
Hold on, Quinton. We don't go to the playoffs this year. I better start hearing it. I better start hearing it.
He won 5 games with a roster that was less talented.
But that was his choice. That was his choice. He broke that roster down. So
he won with a bunch of bums.
I'm gonna say this. Steve. But you had
Charles
to break
Harris,
down.
Taco Charlton. Bums.
You had to break down the roster so you can do what we're doing now.
Exactly.
That's what you know. It's a process, and he did win with players like me playing on the semi-pro team. He won games. I'm just being honest.
And then what did he do? He doubled the win total the next year.
Okay, he doubled the win total this year. So hold on. Now this is what I'm going to bring this to the table now.
You're gonna hold him to a standard where you're gonna make him double that win total.
This is 2021. This is 2021.
Yeah.
If he does not make the playoffs,
he will.
I expect the exact same energy that I got for Adam Gase needed to be fired after his 2017 season.
No, but it's different.
It ain't different. You lost your starting quarterback, and then you say Adam Gase needs to be fired. And then if Brian Flores doesn't make it to the playoffs, now it's okay. You get another year. No, hell no. See what I'm saying? They do a double standard.
Great. I'm gonna say this to you, great one. You gotta look at. We really didn't have no defense besides Cam Wake and Ndamukong Suh, right? On our defense sucks, and we had Xavier Howard upturn. Xavier Howard, like he was coming to be good, but he wasn't good yet. That's all we had.
So Byron Maxwell wasn't a good corner at the time.
No,
not at the time.
He had like 4 forced fumbles. What you talking about,
Byron Maxwell?
Come on now, dude.
Is that the anchor of your point, Byron Maxwell?
You had Rashad Jones on your roster. Come on now, bro.
Had been there.
Rashad Jones. I'm gonna say this. Rashad Jones is the cause of most of us getting beat deep.
I understand
like there's no tomorrow, bro. He runs. He try to diagnose plays and he be wrong 98% of the time. But that 1%, that 2%,
that's true. Worse than Jeremiah Bell.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, I like Jeremiah Bell too. I
like him too, but he's turned out bad.
But to the point of the Brian Flores versus Adam Gase, I will say Brian Flores. I will say as time has gone on, it appears Brian Flores has built up more goodwill. It appears that there is a long-term organizational strategy with him and Chris Greer.
That's not how it works.
That they are carrying out. That's not the way we're used to it happening. Because
that's not how it works. You on that hot seat if you don't make the playoffs.
The Miami Dolphins organization has not committed to a 5-year plan in my entire life.
We're here to win titles, championships.
How do you think we do that?
You gotta get to the playoffs first.
Exactly. We try to get to the playoffs. So I need some progression. Again, we went 5-11 in 2019, 10-6 in 2020, in 2021. You need to get me to the playoffs. I don't care what your record is. If it's 8 and 9, or how the hell they gonna do it this year?
9 and 8.
9 and 8. You gotta get to the playoffs. No No more excuses. It does not freaking matter. The Buffalo Bills just paid Josh Allen $258 million. They went to the playoffs 2 back-to-back seasons with Sean McDermott as their head coach. The New England Patriots, they're going to be trying to make a run. So with that being said, Quinte and Havoc, the chips are on the table.
Yes, they are.
Great one. You were tripping, man.
I'm not tripping. Y'all falling in love with the man. See what I'm telling y'all? Be falling in love with the man.
Just like Tannehill got to get it done.
Hey, Greg, don't do that.
I
didn't say Ryan Tannehill. I didn't say Brian Flores needs to win the Super Bowl, but you got to go to the playoffs. If you ain't going to the playoffs, I don't need you. I don't need you here. I need you to take me to the playoffs.
I mean, look, we basically rode half a team to the play. We almost made the playoffs last year with half a team.
Hey, almost does not cut it. Did we hoist the AFC East champion trophy?
If we went to the playoffs last year, we would have been smoked out the building. First round.
I don't think so, Hammond. I don't think so.
I don't know. I saw that.
Who the Bills play?
Game. I saw the Bills game at the end of the season.
The Titans, right?
I'm gonna say this. That Bills game, to me, the Bills game, if you rewatch the game, they didn't start scoring those points to the end of the second quarter.
Yep.
The defense was tired. That is why they scored so many points.
Too many three and outs by Tua.
And they got too many short fields. That's why they scored so many points.
He was a rookie, boy. Give him a chance.
I mean, all I know is
that's Flores' fault for not putting Fitzpatrick.
I looked at the screen and I saw Matt Barkley lighting us up. So
yeah, but that's when you saw no NBA Nagni out there.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that was a throwaway game. That was a throwaway game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was Brian Flores' decision to bench Ryan Fitzpatrick. Well, excuse me, I take that back. We don't know whose decision it was to bench Ryan Fitzpatrick, so we can't say. But the Denver Broncos game and what was the other game that they ended up losing? Kansas City.
No, we could have won that game.
We definitely
about the Denver game where Bradley Chubb they rolled out the red carpet for him directly to go to the quarterback. Game.
This is what I be talking about. We be making all the excuses in the world for Tua, but any other quarterback behind center feels the heat.
Bradley Chubb had 27 sacks that game.
Hey. I saw Ryan Tannehill get sacked 10 times. It was Ryan Tannehill's fault while we lost the game.
I didn't say that.
Hey, I ain't saying
it's not. I'm gonna say this. I understand why he feels this way.
The man was a rookie.
No, I'm gonna say this to you, G Money. When I'm gonna say, because I used to go to games even when Tannehill was a rookie. The man got hate when he got drafted. The people with Tua, they kiss his ass. He can't do no wrong. That's why I'm gonna say this. I know the boy can play, but I troll people because it makes me mad. Because it's like, dude, the dude he fucks up, but you don't see none of his fucks up.
But that is expected of a rookie.
No. This what you see.
Hey, G, it ain't got nothing to do with Tua. It's all about the fans. Now all of a sudden we know how to watch football now, so we understand the concept of football now that Tua's under center. But with Ryan Tannehill and all these other quarterbacks behind center, we just blind. We don't know what's going on. We just gonna blame the quarterback.
That's the thing.
It's Tua time. Stop capping.
Oh Lord, he don't do that, man. Please.
Look. Again, I do not hate Tua. It's just the fans. Like I support him 1,000% as far as him being the Miami Dolphins quarterback. But I'm just tired of hearing the fans on the side just be chirping all the damn time by sitting back and blaming everybody else but Tua for when he fucks up. Like Quinte says.
I'm gonna say this to you. He didn't know how to read the defense.
Right.
He didn't know how to change the play the offensive line.
Right.
Oh, that's Shane Gay's fault. Oh, that's the offensive line is trash. Dude, I'm gonna say this to you. Because EM used to say it all the time. It's your job to learn how to do something. It's like, okay, I know you're a rookie, you're not gonna retain everything. So they shortened up the playbook. They gave you the plays that you did know. But the plays you didn't know how to check out the freaking plays. So whose fault is that? That's the problem. People it's like I listen to other people's podcasts. They make excuses for it. I'm like, dude, why are you making this? The man said it out of his own fucking mouth. I didn't know how to read. I didn't know how to do this. And they make excuses. It blows my mind. It just blows my mind. I understand he's the player that a lot of people wanted to get drafted. Granted, yes, you want to see your player, the player you like, succeed. But at the same time, dude, you got to give him criticism just like you give other players criticism. You'll give Noah criticism because Noah is younger than Tua. Noah just turned 21 years old. Just turned 21.
And they said he was trash.
He did not have a good first season. But they didn't draft him to have a good rookie season.
No, they drafted him for next year, not for this year. Yeah. He's not supposed to be good yet. Nobody, I'm gonna say, just like I always say, it takes 3 years for NFL players to develop, but nobody want to give 3 to 4 years for NFL to develop anymore, bro. They want it right now because it's proven. If you watch certain players, they don't develop over their course of career. I can name players. I don't want to make people mad, so I'm not gonna say it. They develop over the course of their career.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes. He developed over the course of his career. He became one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. You got one quarterback who may be the next greatest. He still don't know how to read freaking defenses. You got another quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. He don't know how to read.
Oh, okay.
He cannot read defenses, bro. He cannot. If you play a zone base and you blitz him, he does not know where it's coming from. Because the Dolphins showed everybody how to beat him. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, the problem is we couldn't cover Kelsey.
Yes,
no, that's the problem. Was we could capitalize on our takeaways.
Yeah, we had a lot of takeaways.
What was it? Six interceptions, right? 5 and 1 fumble.
It was 3 interceptions and 2 fumbles, and there was one big sack loss that basically put us in field goal range. But number one could not capitalize on it and punch the ball in the end zone.
At the same time, you can't really blame it on number one. But at the same time, that's why I tell people, who did Dominic McNabb had to throw to? He had trash until he had Teal.
He had James Trash. That was it.
James Trash.
But took him to the playoffs, though. Here's my thing, Quinte, because I asked G Money when he first came on the show, when he saw Carson Wentz play his rookie season, and he was playing with trash too.
Yeah.
Did he see some promise in Carson Wentz in his rookie season? He said yes. Now, if you sit down and you think to yourself, by just watching Tua in 2020, do you see anything special out of Tua? Me personally, I said no.
I mean, I'll disagree with that point. I'll say, I want to be objective. As much as I do support him, I do want to be objective and say, clearly, Ryan Fitzpatrick, I don't care what anybody says. Clearly, Ryan Fitzpatrick gave you the best chance to win last season. Yeah. Clearly, he gave you the best chance to win last season.
He did.
Now, I understand, you had to put him out there because of various reasons. But when he was out there, I did like the fact that when he got flustered, he didn't throw the ball away. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of veterans who don't have that. And I keep saying this guy's name over and over again. Nathan Peterman is still in the league. I see this man throw 5 interceptions and a 1/2, and he's still in the league. So for a guy to be in his first year and not exactly play amazing, but I would say hold water. That's enough for me to say I'll give it another look next year.
But you know what? Recently, Quinte, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, he went to the Dolphins training camp and said that he saw promise. Yeah, so you saw promise in Tua. So I would say just give it another year.
Hey, I just said off of 2020. I ain't sit here and say he a bust. I said just in 2020. I evaluate this on a year-to-year process. I don't just be like, he's
give him another year. Just give him another year.
But I am. I'm evaluating this year to year. Now, when it comes down to training camp, he's lighting it up in training camp. You read multiple
Not every
reports.
day. Not every day.
Okay, not every day. Excuse
that's
me.
The thing. People are. Listen, I'm gonna say this. The person you listen.
But overall, he looks good though, right?
He is telling the truth. When TD talks about it, he's telling the truth. He was there along with me. He is telling the truth, bro. Everybody else, they are lying. They are trying to make him sound like he is Jesus to Christ. It's like it's okay for a quarterback to mess up so he can learn from it. He's in practice right now. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. That's how you grow. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, real quick though, Quinte. Who looked better, Tua or Brissett?
Tua. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings.
Hey, that don't hurt my feelings. Hey, it don't matter to me. I'm cool. Hey, I'm cool.
I'm gonna say this. Brissett, he had some nice throws, yes, but Tua has looked better than him in practice.
I was just going off of what Noah said on was it?
I'm gonna say this, Steve. That dude, he's a Dolphins fan. That is a Colts fan. He's delusional.
Oh no, he's a Colts fan.
I know he's a Colts fan. He's a Colts fan, but he acts like a Dolphins fan. Because in his mind, he thinks his team is going to win the Super Bowl. Yes, they might have a good defense, but they have no secondary. They might have. They
don't have any receivers either.
They have no receivers.
Hey, I respect my boy Noah's opinion. As far as them, when he said the division, as far as the AFC South is concerned,
you think they're gonna beat the Titans 2 times? You think they're gonna beat
They only got to beat them once. They don't really got to beat them once. They ain't got to beat them twice.
Well, you think they gonna? I'm just saying in general. You think they're gonna beat them two times?
Not twice.
They're gonna split. Twice. Yeah, they're gonna split.
They're split.
Yeah.
But the depth that they got on their roster, Noah kind of made me a believer. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
He had a lot of optimism.
Yes, but they have no receivers. You have a receiver. They say he's a deep threat, but he run a 4.6. You got Perry who run a 4.3, but he can't stay healthy. You got another dude's aging.
They got a decent front seven though. That's maybe he was banking on the front seven.
That's the strength of the team.
If they could just run the ball and play defense, that's a winning formula right there.
Yeah, but at the same time, when you play against a quarterback who, okay, say like you play against, or all right, they play the Titans. Say the Titans. They run the ball well, and they have a capable quarterback that can beat you. And their receivers,
Titans defense is terrible. So,
but their offense is way better than their defense, right? And their offense is better than the corners that the Colts got on the field. That's my issue.
Well, let me just say something. Saying that the Colts could win the AFC South is not really news.
It's not
AFC South it's not far fetched because the AFC South doesn't really have teams that are like who's their competition other than the Titans. So it's not that far fetched.
That's the only competition. Yeah,
you can throw the Jags in there.
No, you can't.
Not yet. They're a year away. They're like 2 years away. Yeah, not yet.
I'm telling you, man. I don't have high hopes for this whole Urban Meyer experiment. I don't
either, but I'm not gonna throw it away.
I think he's one of them college. He's one of them egomaniac college coaches that he's gonna realize real soon that some of the little tricks that he does to motivate guys in college don't work with grown men that got mortgages.
You know, but honestly, to that point, I think Nick Saban would have been a better coach somewhere else. I just think the Dolphins was just a bad option.
Nah, Nick Saban, I'm gonna say this.
He needed to be somewhere else, but
he needs to stay in college. He needs to stay in college.
Let me say this to you. Nick Saban cannot talk to grown men.
Yes.
Because even Jason Taylor said you cannot talk to grown men like this. If your best player on your team is telling you cannot talk to grown men like this, because they will punch you in your face. Just think about it. That's what he think. He think he's talking to college kids. He think he's talking to 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
No, you cannot do that.
We grown men. We got families. Look
what happened with Joe Judge up with the Giants, where he got them running 100-yard gassers and doing push-ups. Like, bro, this ain't Pop Warner.
Yeah.
This ain't Pop Warner. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and players just quit. They just retired.
Yeah, a dude just signed with them on Thursday. He did one practice. He's like, I'm out.
Oh, you talking about the center Joe Tooney?
Yeah,
he's young too.
He retired.
Yeah, he retired.
Excuse me, Joe Looney.
How old is he? Like 23?
30 years old.
At 30.
Yeah.
He's also
he
he
still
could play for another 3-4 years.
But it's just like
bro.
that. I've never heard of in professional sports having to do 100-yard gassers. Like that's something you do in middle school when everybody forgets their jersey.
But you know what?
You can't have grown men doing that.
Take it back to basketball. That's like Tom Thibodeau. The way he coaches, he makes those guys practice hard. And the Bulls, yeah.
Thibodeau
So
may be the closest thing to a college-style coach in the NBA.
Yeah.
I agree. Any final thoughts before we close this thing out?
I just want to say that if you're the Steelers or you're a Steelers fan, Vora's not going to give you any type of love at all. I got to throw a shot.
I just said Tomlin. As far as the Pittsburgh Steelers' chances of winning the division this year, I give them about.
That's a tough division, man.
I'm gonna give them 25% chance they win the division.
They always got a chance because they always got enough to win regular season games.
Right.
I'll give them 45% if I was assured that Ben Roethlisberger was going to do well for them this year.
We don't even know if he's going to be the starter. Haskins might take his job.
Oh no, he ain't taking his job. Big Ben, so? Based off of what I saw during the Hall of Fame game, Ben is the starter, and it doesn't matter what Haskins does unless Ben gets hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say, good to have you back. Have it, been a little minute. Glad to see you, brother. And just everybody enjoy life and peace and love. That's all. Keep it short.
Yeah.
Shout out to Devon in the chat.
I mean,
Palomalu's a better safety too.
Than who?
Than Ed Reed. Yes.
It's
He's a better overall safety. He's a better overall safety. He got more skills. Stop it. Ed Reed was just.
Hey, we closing this thing out.
Palomalu did everything.
We ain't even gonna get into
Palomalu did everything.
I wouldn't say that.
He did everything. Come on, Ed Reed was just.
I'm gonna say this.
Stop.
I'm gonna say this to you, bro. You're lying to yourself. Ed Reed can make. He can make it to. Ed Reed can be all pro returner. He could be an all-pro safety.
Yo, Ed
he could be
Troy Polamalu
all-pro slot corner.
He stopped the run. He played coverage. He did all that. Stop it. Come on, man. Ed Reed was just great at one thing. He was tremendous.
Ed Reed was just great at one thing?
Ed Reed was great at a lot.
We talk about just strictly safety. We ain't talk about kick.
I'm talking about
but you gotta talk about his
skills. All around skills.
Ed Reed is better. Ed Reed is
better. Troy Reed is better. No, man. I think a lot of
Troy.
Listen,
Troy is a box safety, bro. That made a lot of plays.
A lot of the reason why Ed Reed gets love is because he went to UM and the popularity and all that. I get that.
Well,
he went to UM. Great. Troy was a better overall player. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, he gets a lot of love because he was the starting safety on what might be the greatest defense of all time.
Oh my goodness!
Which one? The Hurricanes?
No, with the Baltimore Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens.
He wasn't on that team in 2000.
Oh, he wasn't on that team.
He wasn't on that team.
No,
he came after.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're right. Wow. Yeah. Well, I still say Ed Reed. I don't care.
Okay. I go with.
But
Troy.
I mean, it's Troy Polamalu. Give him a run for his money, but in terms of just straight ball hawking, I don't know who's better than Ed Reed.
Ed Reed is second to none, but I need versatility though. I'm taking.
Ed Reed was a heavy hitter though. Ed Reed was a heavy hitter though.
Yes, he was.
You got a heavy hitter. Wait,
yes, he was.
I'm gonna say this. You need to go watch some games. You
guys watch those games. I watched those games. And Ravens versus Steelers game.
Who did Ed Reed hit?
Ed Reed hit some people now. Stop. He was a hitter. He was a hitter.
Look,
I know he's not Sean Taylor. I know he wasn't a linebacker playing safety.
Who did he hit?
Ed Reed wasn't Brian Dawkins, but he was a hitter though.
He tapped no Sean Burrito on a screen pass, bro. Come on now.
But Troy was more versatile in this game. That's all.
I'm gonna say
all right.
Troy cannot play a slot corner. He can't play a slot corner.
All I gotta say is talk to Corn Robinson about whether Ed Reed's a heavy hitter or not.
Gore Robinson.
Corn
I remember that
Robinson.
hit.
Send the link.
I remember
Send the link.
He hit him so hard his shoes almost flew out the stadium.
Send the link. Hey, send the link.
Who that is?
The Gore Robinson. Every blitzer is speed. I'm talking.
He didn't play special.
We talk about strictly defense as a safety. Who is the better safety?
Ed Reed.
Troy.
Man, I dropped the link in the private chat. Go ahead and watch that.
I will. We're gonna wrap this thing up right now. Who hasn't did their final thoughts yet?
I'll just start.
Love is.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was just say,
this
is good to be back. Good to chop it up a little bit. Work's picking up, but it's always good to come back and chop it up a little bit. So shout out to all y'all for holding it down. Shout out to everyone hopping on No Passes Given, because that thing is taking off. I don't even know how, but I got to get back on the grind. So shout out to y'all, man. We it looks like we might be able to do some big things over there. So as always, it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh man, how about you? What's going on with you, Quinte?
I was just saying, love all you guys. Appreciate your time. And Ed Reed was a better safety.
No, he wasn't. Stop it, Troy.
Hey, I didn't get it. I didn't. Go ahead.
I'm gonna wait till we go backstage and do it.
Okay. Yeah, but Havoc, I don't think you've been on the show since that Sha'Carri Richardson conversation we had.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that hell of a job, man. Hell of a job. And also, it's good to have you back. You just bring this energy to the pod as always.
True.
I'm with the business. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the business, so
you know what it is.
I do. I appreciate the outlet, though. You know what I'm saying? I tried to run a sports channel. I couldn't do it. So
you know what it is. He knows what it is. Hey, you know what? I knew it when you said easy bake oven. When you came into the chat, I'm like, easy bake oven. Only Havoc can say something like that.
I'm good for a cooking reference.
Anyway, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. You can also listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. We will be live again Wednesday evening, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You know what it is. This is the Not for the Bay podcast. We are up out of here, man.
Peace.